for the Three Doctors is the Time Lords are in crisis. A powerful force is draining the energy into a mysterious black hole, and they must recruit the Doctor to save them. But one Doctor isn't enough for this mission. All three of the Doctor's incarnations, aided by Jo Grant and UNIT, must face the wrath of Omega, a fallen Time Lord trapped in a universe of antimatter, with one thing on his mind: revenge. After all the struggles behind the scenes, the many adventures the Doctor, companions, and audience have gone on, and the three faces of the Doctors has had, the series made it to 10 years. And to mark this special occasion, they decided to do something special and opened Series 10 with a special 4-part story where the Doctor, for the first time, meets his other selves. I'm just going to come out and say that I thoroughly enjoyed this serial. The story is fantastic, the sets and locations are beautiful, the cast is great, and performed perfectly. Stephen Thorne, who plays the villain Omega, performed the role perfectly. He spoke in this loud, theatrical voice that made Omega threatening, as well as made him sound like a ruler or a dictator. The costume Omega wore looked very much like an ancient priest or like royal garments. The helmet and mask he wears fits the look of the rest of the costume while also giving this look of anger and evil. The character of Omega himself is very interesting and original. His story is that he is one of the founders of Time Lords. To harness the power to control time, Omega blew up a sun, and in doing so got sucked into a black hole and ended up in a universe of antimatter. Using his own willpower, he created a habitable universe to live in. However, his isolation has driven him mad with vengeance. Now, this is the part I've been wanting to talk about: the Three Doctors themselves. For years, fans have been asking, why not have the different Doctors actually meet? The producer and script editor thought it was just a rubbish idea. But then it was getting close to the 10th anniversary, and they needed something special to open the 10th series. So they asked themselves, why is it rubbish? Why is it a rubbish idea? And found it was actually not, and decided to actually use it for a story. And it is just so fun seeing all three Doctors at once. All three played well off of each other, and I had fun. It was fun seeing how different each of the personality is from the other. One of the best scenes is when they all meet for the first time, and they each take a turn trying to explain to Jo how they are all the same Time Lord. It is just funny, and the Doctors get aggravated with each other. And it is during the scene that the first Doctor says this classic line when seeing his other two incarnations. "Oh, so you're my replacements? A dandy and a clown?" Unfortunately, William Hartnell's declining health prevented him from actually being more involved with this serial, so instead of actually being physically there, he is actually pre-recorded and played on the TARDIS scanner, and gives advice to the other two Doctors, as well as setting them straight, since Doctors 2 and 3 argue most of the time. And even though they did that, William Hartnell still gets his fair share of screen time. And when we last see him at the end of the story, he says one final line to the other Doctors, which is, "Considering the way things have been going, well, I shudder to think what you'd do without me." Sometime after the story broadcast, William Hartnell died. It was great to see him play this role one last time and given a nice parting. It is just sad that he is gone. Patrick Troughton was as fun as he always was during his time as the Doctor. His interplay with Jon Pertwee is great, and is just such a clown and silly. It is just a joy. It's like a day never went by. It felt like one big family reunion, and much like any family reunion, it is sad when everybody leaves. At the end of the story, the Doctor is regretful he couldn't save Omega. He gave him the ability to actually do so, but Omega refused it, causing his destruction. The Doctor's regret shows the Doctor is fallible, and that he tries his best for hope and the best possible outcome, and for peace. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. For a long time, the producer and scriptwriter have been trying to undo the Doctor's exile to Earth. Unable to come up with a good idea, they decided to have the Doctor do missions for the Time Lords. But for this story, since the Doctor saved the Time Lords, and the Time Lords forgave the Doctor and lifted his exile. So for the first time in 3 years, the Doctor is free and has complete control of the TARDIS. I give this story 5 stars out of 5. I love it. It is an absolute joy. And I'll see you next time when I review the story of the Doctor's first adventure after exile. And I'll see you then.